let's record this. Let's record this for anyone who might have missed. So as I was saying, installation of Rstudio takes a lot of time. So we would take maybe this whole session talking about the installation part. And therefore, there is an alternative whereby we can just operate it on our browsers. So if you go to your browser, just any browser that you prefer, and then you go to what you call Rstudio. Just a moment. You search for Rstudio Cloud. Rstudio Cloud. Rstudio Cloud. If you just search Rstudio, there. Let's give it a moment. So it brings to you such a I don't know what's happening with my internet. Direct. So let's just log out. Let me log out first. So when you open your Rstudio Cloud, it brings you this kind of a window, yes, in your tab. So for you, if you don't have an account, maybe you don't, maybe you might have, maybe you don't, you just, if you are, I already have an account, I log in. But for you, if you don't have an account, you can say get started for free. And then you can say sign up. Just let's start with the free part. This is the free plan. Say you click sign up. Then brings you to, so in here you can either sign up with your Google account, you can sign up with GitHub or whatever, or maybe you can even feel just the normal way of creating an account. You create an account and then you can log in. Now, because I already have an account, I will not want to create another. So after you've created that, then you would log in. You've created an account, then you log in. Let me log in with my GitHub, see what happens. Rstudio Cloud is better because when it comes to sharing our projects and our workspaces, it will be easier. So this, the first instance, this is how it will look like. Then in here, we have our workspace. If you click here, we have workspace, classroom, and all those things. Don't worry about all those things. You have project you said about, we are going to learn this as we go on. So I had created a class, but for you, because you've not done it, you just click here, new project, and then it is a new Rstudio project. It can be a Jupyter project or from the GitHub repository, but let's just use this Rstudio project. Let's click there. That's what happens. Let's see what happens. So this will save us a lot of time installing all those things that we need. When this one deploys and opens up, yeah, then we are good to go and start coding and start learning. So let it give it a few seconds to log in. Good. See, it has brought me an Rstudio, but now on my browser. So I can click here and give it my name. I give it not my name, but its name. Maybe give it this thing, a name. Let's call it just getting started. Yes, instead of it having not a name. So here we have the three parts that we had from the beginning. We have our console here, whereby our computation takes place. We have our environment, our data come, where data, when we loaded the data, it comes, we can see our data here. And in this part is where we have our files, our packages, help, viewer, presentation, and every one of those things. So as we did the other time, let's click here and get an R script whereby we can do our scripting, our writing, our coding, and then our outcome will come here. You might find out that what I showed you is different. So this one is here instead of being here. I am the one who interchanged them. There's a way of interchanging themselves for you to fit your use the way you feel it fits your preference. Yes, so we have our Rstudio on our browser. Are we clear up to that point? No. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, you can mute. So you mean you don't have a question, or you mean you did not get anything?
I mean, as for now, I don't have a question.
Oh, you don't have a question. Sawa. I think then you're good from there. So we can work it from here. As I was just doing the other time, you see it work to can be. So R is like just a giant calculator. More computations. 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, whatever, 3 times 3, then run that. It works the same way as the other one. So we can work from there. Now. Okay. Now R programming is a function. It's a functional programming language. And what I mean by functional programming language is that it uses functions. And functions are instructions of mathematical functions. For example, mean. Mean is a function. Mean is a function. And we can do a mean of any numbers. Let's do a mean of 2 and 2. See what it gives us. A mean of 2 and 2 is 2. See, it has given a mean. So it is a functional programming language. Use functions. And all those things you'll see, it will be a word. What will always be, it will be, whatever you'll be doing, it will be maybe something like a word. Then you'll have those quotations, not quotations, but brackets. These are brackets. Maybe another function would be something like a count. You want to count how many observations there are. So you can do a count. So something else, we could do SD. This is a standard deviation. We could do sum. There is sum. There is a sum. So it is a functional programming language. We use functions all the time. So we're not going to get into the details of that, but I would like you to understand that. Now, something else I would like you to know as we continue. There are 2 parts of Rstudio, and one of them is called base R programming. Base R programming, and there is what we call tidyverse programming. Now, this R programming environment was created, I think, in the 1970s by some 2 individuals. Now, among those individuals, they created a way of coding. So this base R is the original way of coding, which is a little bit difficult and a little bit conflicting or confusing. So it is a difficult part of our programming. And then we have the tidyverse programming part. Now the tidyverse programming part is it is a new way of doing things. It is a way of programming that is more understandable to humans. So the first base R programming is more understandable by machines. Machines understand it better. But now the tidyverse programming part is the one that is easier for humans to understand what is happening. And therefore, in our learning, and what is actually happening is a tidyverse form of way of programming, not the base R programming. But in some of the cases, they might marry one another. They might work together. But what you're going to work with is a tidyverse way of programming that is easier for humans to understand. And this came when Rstudio was created. That is after, I think it is after 2010, because as I have said, the R programming itself started in the 1970s. But now the Rstudio started around after 2010. So that's where for those 10 years, since 2010, maybe from now is about 11 or 12 years, what has been there are programs that are done in tidyverse programming. So we are going to use tidyverse programming, and you're going to understand what I mean as we go on. Another thing that I would like to say is that R is an open language. It's open and free. When I say it is free, I mean that there are no charges. You're not charged to install or to do anything or to work with R. It is not like MATLAB or Python or something that you have to buy, or something like SPSS that you have to buy or crack it. It is free, so it is open source. And open also, it also means that you can create your own functions. You can add to the Rstudio and bring out your way of doing analysis or presenting data. That's why it is called, that's why we can say it is open. You can start your own thing and extend it here. Therefore, you get to understand why these terms are very important. Tidyverse programming, and it's open and free. Another thing I'm going to talk about are packages. Now, packages or libraries. Now, packages or libraries. Now, I said that R is a functional programming language. We use functions, mean, count, standard deviation, sum, auto, count, whatever. So we use functions. Now, packages, these are functions that have been created by people. These are functions that have been created by people to be able to do certain tasks better and efficiently in R. And R works with the packages. The tidyverse part of R works with the packages. So packages are a way of extending, ways of extending the capabilities of Rstudio. That's what they are, and they are libraries. And you will realize that every time you want to do something, you'll have to load a library. And now, since I've talked about packages, I'd like us to install packages. And once you install a package once, you don't have to install again. Now, this, and here we see packages. So you have a packages of base R, datasets, and all those things. Now, I want us to install a package. Click here. I want us to install a package. And I've talked about a package that I've just said. We are talking about tidyverse programming. Now, tidyverse is a package of packages. As I say, trainer of trainers. So it is a package that contains several packages, such as ggplot2, and tidytext, whatever, and some other packages. So, but don't worry about that. You're going to learn as we go. So I want us to install a package called tidyverse that will help us do some things. It has ggplot. ggplot2 means grammar of graphics that you're going to learn as we continue. So let's install. Just click install. And then our package starts installing. As you can see here, it is installing that package. So as it installs, now, after it installs, it has not completed the installation, but after it has installed, that package is put in the library. It is put in a repository inside here. It is put here in this part called system library. And therefore, it is not always open. So for you to be able to use that package, you'll have, it's like you going into the library shelf and taking a book and then using it, reading it. So in that case, we use a function, as I've said, Rstudio is a functional programming language. We say library, as I'm writing here, a library. You want to call that function. So you're going to our libraries, into our shelves, and picking this one of our books, one of our libraries, one of our packages. In this case, you're calling it tidyverse. It's a little slow because it is doing the installation here, but let's give it some time to complete the installation. So as it does that, are we clear up to that point? Anyone with a question, concern, or anything? Stephanie, any question, any concern?
Not really at the moment, although I'm still confused.
What is confusing you? Let me know.
No, right now, let us go through it first, then maybe questions later.
All right. Actually, it is done in this. It has done installing our package.
Okay.
But, so we are running that package using a function called library tidyverse. So it is here. It is attaching that. It is opening that library. So that's how we install packages. Now, before we continue, now we have a package that is ready to be used, but now we don't have the data that you want to use this package on. Now, I want you to remember that we are working this on our browser. So we are not, this one has no direct contact with our local desktop, with our computers. So what you have to do, we have to upload some data files. And it gets a little bit tricky here, but I want you to understand me. Number one, we want to bring the data into the online working environment, into the cloud. We want to bring our data into the cloud, and therefore let us do that. But before we do that, let's create let's create a folder, a new folder. Click here, get a new folder. Let's call this folder data. Okay, so we have a folder created here, a folder called data. Now I want us to upload some data I have in my local computer, So first, I want to browse where I want it. I want my data to be saved. I want my data to be saved under project. I want to be there. So I come here and choose that data that I want to upload into my R cloud environment. And I don't know what kind of data I have at this moment. I didn't prepare this before. Let me see. I don't know this Buhari CSV has. I don't know. Okay, let me try something else. Okay. Okay, let me pick this data set. So SDQ. SDQ is I think strength and difficulties questionnaires. It's some analysis I was doing for someone. Let's upload that data into the cloud. Okay, so it is uploading. So if I come here, my data is here, it's uploaded. So my data in this case, it is uploaded into the cloud, but it's not yet ready for use in my RStudio. It will, when it is ready for use in my RStudio, it will appear on this part of the environment. And therefore, now let us upload our data into the R environment. Here, we put into the cloud. If you are working on our local desktop, you don't have to go, you will not have to upload this part. So let's click there and say import dataset. So let us import this dataset into our environment. So it gives you a summary of how our data looks like, the variables, the whatever. Yeah, they are. So if you don't click import, click this part, this clipboard. This means save. It means save. So then cancel that. Then just come here whereby you're writing your code and paste it there. I'm sorry, it has failed to work that way. It's okay. Was saved the clipboard. I don't know why it's not working here. We can copy that, copy this code here, copy that, then cancel. Let's come here and paste it there. So we have it here. So let's just run that. We have said Control Enter, or you can click Run. So you see our SDQ now is here. That means now it is ready for analysis and it is inside our R environment. We have imported it into R. In this part, we uploaded it into the cloud. And in this part, you have just imported it for use, ready for use in our R environment. These things will get easier as you go on. So see this function, read CSV. So as I have said, this is a functional programming language. Don't worry about these things as of now. So there's another function here saying view. We want to view this data. So click view. So it is opening us another dialog box whereby we can view how our data looks like. So we have emotional disorders, normal, abnormal, contact disorders, total difficulties disorders, and all those things. So we have set, in this part, we have set up our R Studio on the cloud. We have talked about Tidyverse and Base R, and we have talked about packages and installing packages. We have talked about uploading data into the cloud, and we've also talked about importing data into our environment. Yes, Joyce, you seem to your hand raised. Go on, speak on.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Okay, how did you upload the data into the cloud?
Okay, I came at this point and said, upload. See this option here, upload. Upload files to server. See, upload. Click upload, then choose file. It directs you direct to your computer, it takes you to your computer, whereby you can choose the data that you want from where you've saved your data sets. Maybe there.
Okay.
Maybe let me see, it's the people that have that. I don't know what this is about. They can maybe try to upload that and say, okay. So my data is here. My data is now uploaded into the cloud. Now I want to import it into R, say import dataset. And I'll
It's
say,
fine.
no, you're okay, yeah? Copy that.
Yeah.
And so put it here. Then you run those. So let's see how a survival data looks like. So it's a weird kind of data, but it's okay. This was for the purposes of demonstrations. That is one way of uploading data into your R environment. There's also another website where you can download our data, get data for our practice. If you don't have data, this cargo is whereby people post. You can, it's for machine learning. Machine learning is creating models, the logistic regression models, all those models. So in here, in this cargo, you can go and download data. Yeah. You can register with your email. Let's see. Let's use this. It's not right to work. So you can sign in with your Google account or however you want. You can create an account with them. So here you can, there's a hotel recognition to combat human trafficking. So there's so much data sets here. So let's click here, see what data sets we have. So there are data sets on computer science, education. You can even upload your own data set here if you want it to be used. So rice data set, date fruit data sets, so much data sets. So that's one of the places you can get data sets. Another place, which I think is more important, there is one called Tidy Tuesday. Tidy Tuesday. So in this Tidy Tuesday, some data is uploaded here. Some data is uploaded. And then people come here, download that data set, and then they do whatever they would like to it, visualize it in their way. So this challenge started in 2018. So there are data sets from 2018, every Tuesday of every week, 2018 up to 2022 this year. So the latest data set is on this week's data set that was posted this Tuesday. This is the data set. So if you click there, you click that data set, you just kuja hapa chini, drop down. You can just copy these links. Copy as just they are. Copy them, just copy. Copy, then go to your Rstudio cloud, paste them there, and then run them. Then that data set will be uploaded into your R environment from that repository. So this is CRAN, let's view CRAN. So this is CRAN. So CRAN, what I'm saying is that I want to view this data set. So I'm putting it inside my bracket. So view CRAN, this name of the data set. So this part, this you're seeing here is equals to, it is assigned. So this data set that will be uploaded by this function, it is assigned this name. So it's called assigning of names. Don't worry about that, we'll go through that. So I'm saying I want to view this data set. So that in this case, I was just showing you how you can get data from online and then upload it into your Rstudio cloud. So we are viewing this. So we have package, version, date, and all those things. Now, these are packages. This week data set is on packages. These are packages that have been developed by people to be used in Rstudio. So there are so many of them. And maybe we try to play around with this data set, maybe later, but that's how you can get your data from the internet. Yes, I think we have covered so much. I hope we are not lost anywhere. And I think we can stop at that for now. We can synthesize that. Maybe we can continue from there. So if there be any questions, I'll gladly answer them as you people try to get started up to this point. Any questions, any concerns?
Done.
Yes, yes.
Mine is not a question, but a request. Maybe if you share this recording with us, we
Yes.
go through.
Yes.
Yes, and then maybe we can have questions.
Yes.
I don't know if it will be during the next session or if there is a way that we can ask question even before the next question as people familiarize themselves with the whole thing.
You can always ask questions from me anytime. As you are going through it, I'll share with you this recording, and then you can just share with me. You can ask me a question privately. Whenever you come through a difficulty, you can always ask me. I'm willing to help to answer your question.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes. Any other concern, Bernadette?
Not really.
Okay, you're okay.
Because I had a problem in getting data from TD Tuesday, but you have explained how to get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I can load.
All right. That is good. Joyce. Hatukusikii.
Hello.
Huko itabidi umehama, huko kuna internet huko.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm very much okay.
All right then. So see you next time. I'll share with you this recording, and then you. I didn't want to speak so many things. I just want to get first the basics of this. Then we continue. Anyway, everybody, good night. Kwaherini, nitawatumia ile.
Nasikia sasa.
Okay,
good night, Dan.
Good night.
Amepotea au tutaongea naye privately. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.